waters are fast-moving.
Unlike other big rallies,
Bit earlier at about 7 a.m., a group from the Coast Guard.
Welcome to #PHVote 2013. Today on Rappler.
Ito po ang daang matwid. Hindi pinanday ng pantasya at mas lalong hindi gagawa na parang eksena sa isang pelikula.
President Aquino hit Senator Bong Revilla, referring to movie star antics. An alleged rice smuggler admits using farmers' cooperatives to get import permits illegally. And Thai protesters rage against the government despite a state of emergency. Hello, I'm Maria Ressa. Welcome to Rappler, your social news network. Government Peace Panel Chair Miriam Coronel Ferrer opens the 43rd round of peace talks with the Moro Islamic Liberation Front, or MILF, in Malaysia Wednesday. Both panels say they hope the latest round of talks will be the last as they work to complete the last two documents before the comprehensive peace agreement can be signed. Ferrer says there's no time to lose in fleshing out the annex on normalization and the addendum on the Bangsamoro waters.
The many pages of the text that we have initialed and will be initialing soon will have to come alive in the form of real-life changes. Very soon, the main challenge will be to make this difference manifest in the lives of our people, especially of those in Mindanao, in our institutions, especially those of government at different levels, in our mindsets and norms, especially that of our leaders in politics and society. For this reason, we cannot afford to lose more time at the expense of the bigger task of implementation and of the considerable progress we have already gained. The time to conclude the formal exploratory talks is now.
In his opening statement, MILF Chief Negotiator Mohaghir Iqbal says the signing of the Peace Pact is the first step towards lasting peace in Mindanao.
Be this as it may, let me caution ourselves this early that the final destination of this journey of peace is not within immediate reach yet. We may be able to sign a comprehensive peace agreement soon, as we wish, but that is not the end of the odyssey. Remember that the exit agreement that will formally terminate this negotiation will only happen if the two parties satisfactorily complied with their part of the deal.
The peace panels want to install the ministerial Bangsamoro government before the Aquino administration ends in 2016. To provide the legal framework for the new institution, a new basic law must be passed in Congress. Iqbal, who also chairs the Transition Commission drafting the basic law, says the team set an April deadline for the completion of the draft. President Benigno Aquino slammed Senator Bong Revilla over his controversial privilege speech where he accused the administration of incompetence and political meddling. In his Monday speech, Revilla presents a litany of the administration's alleged shortcomings, including its slow response to Typhoon Yolanda or Haiyan. Revilla also says Aquino meddled with the impeachment of former Chief Justice Renato Corona by attempting to influence senators to vote for conviction. During the groundbreaking of the Skyway Stage 3, Aquino digs at the actor-turned-senator.
Para naman sa mga paulit-ulit na nagtatanong at sinasadyang magbulag-bulagan sa mga nararating nating tagumpay, ito po ang daang matwid. Hindi pinanday ng pantasya at mas lalong hindi gagawa na parang eksena sa isang pelikula. Totoo at konkreto mga proyekto ang hatid ng ating tuwid at mabuting pamamahala para sa kapakanan ng sambayan ng Pilipino.
In his speech, Revilla denied allegations of his involvement in the multi-billion peso pork barrel scam. He says he will deliver a second privilege speech after whistleblower Ben Hurloy implicated his father, former Senator Ramon Revilla Sr., in the scam. Revilla said Malacanang manipulated Loy to make the accusation. The senator also calls Aquino Boy Tango, or yes man, for refusing to answer his claims about the secret impeachment meetings. Revilla refuses to divulge the gist of his second speech, saying he is anticipating moves from Malacanang. He adds, "They can drop whatever bomb they have, we are ready." A farmers group files a plunder complaint against President Aquino and 12 others for allegedly funneling 125 million pesos of the Malampaya Fund to non-existent projects in 2011. The Kilusang Magbubukid ng Pilipinas, or KMP, says the Malampaya Fund is supposed to go only to energy-related projects. The KMP adds 100 million pesos went to supposed non-existent organic farming projects of 2 foundations. Aside from Aquino, other respondents include alleged pork barrel scam mastermind Janet Lim Napoles, 5 government officials, and 6 private individuals. The man accused of being a top rice smuggler admits financing farmers' cooperatives so he can use their permits to import rice, a practice senators say is illegal. In a Senate hearing Wednesday, businessman Davidson Bangayan admits to dealing with Willie C., whom past Senate witnesses identified as a broker dealing with cooperatives. Bangayan is suspected of being the same person as rice smuggler David Tan. While Bangayan did not call the farmers' cooperatives his dummies, Agriculture Committee Chairperson Senator Cynthia Villar says the setup is illegal. Villar says that in the scheme, financiers and brokers tap farmers' cooperatives and groups as fronts to secure rice import permits. Excuse me. Bangayan also admits employing C, whom witnesses tagged as a broker of the rice importer caught in Davao City because he didn't have an import permit. Ilocos Norte Representative Imelda Marcos visits Pampanga Representative Gloria Arroyo Wednesday and criticizes what she calls cruel treatment of the former president. Arroyo faces plunder charges for alleged misuse of charity funds. She's under hospital arrest because of a spine problem. At the sidelines of Congress, Marcos says Arroyo was in a good mood but was, quote, not well. She also hits the policy limiting Arroyo's visiting hours.
What is worst is that she is not. She is only visited by her husband, her children, from the afternoon to 9 o'clock. Then she has no one. It's so cruel, so unjust. It's not human. So I'm so sorry, so sad to be there.
Defiant Thai opposition protesters continue to fight the government despite a state of emergency imposed in Bangkok. Prime Minister Yingluck Shinawatra faces intense pressure to step down after more than 2 months of street rallies against her government. The 60-day state of emergency allows authorities to impose a curfew, ban public gatherings of more than 5 people, detain suspects for 30 days without charge, and censor media in Bangkok and surrounding areas. Since the protests began late October, 9 people were killed and hundreds injured in grenade attacks, drive-by shootings, and street clashes. Shinawatra called an election for February 2, but the Election Commission asks the Constitutional Court to delay the polls because of the unrest. 3 protesters die in Kiev following bloody clashes with police over controversial new laws restricting the right to protest in Ukraine. Television footage shows ongoing violent rallies with protesters setting buses and trucks on fire while tear gas fills the air. The clashes are an escalation of previous weeks of peaceful protests against President Viktor Yanukovych's decision to ditch a trade pact with the European Union under Russian pressure. He promised to stay clean after admitting to drug use and heavy drinking, but Canadian Mayor Rob Ford is back on the booze. A new video surfaces Tuesday showing the Toronto mayor in a fast food restaurant slurring his words and swearing. Ford admits he had been drinking, but says he did not find anything offensive about this profanity-laden clip. He says, quote, "If I speak that way, that's how I speak with some of my friends. I don't think it's discriminative at all. I didn't drive. It's my own time." Ford has faced scandal since October 2013, accused of improper behavior and sexual harassment during a series of drunken rampages, in addition to his admitted use of crack. Let's now look at Rappler's Wrap for today, a list of the 10 most important events around the world you shouldn't miss. At number 6, the Russian lawyer of Edward Snowden says the fugitive U.S. whistleblower fears for his life after reading about explicit threats against him by unnamed Pentagon officials. The former National Security Agency contractor is wanted by U.S. authorities on treason charges for disclosing details of a vast data-gathering operation. Snowden received temporary asylum in Russia in August, a move that angered the United States. Lawyer Anatoly Kucherena says Snowden is always accompanied by security guards and is considering additional security measures. At number 9, a picture of a men's cubicle with twin toilets and no dividers draws attention in Russia, host of this year's Winter Olympic Games in Sochi. The picture, taken by a BBC journalist, goes viral on Twitter, with users linking the twin-sharing toilets to Russia's ongoing debate on gay rights following a recent law against gay and pedophile propaganda. And at number 10, Arnold Schwarzenegger goes undercover with a fake mustache and a wig at a local California gym as part of a campaign to support after-school programs for children. Dressed up as Howard the fitness instructor, the former bodybuilding champion gives tips to unsuspecting gym users. Many of those in the gym suspected they were talking to the Hollywood star, but others were totally clueless. For the full top 10, visit Rappler.com's The Wrap. This year's Australian Open continues to be a stage for upsets. After unexpected losses by Serena Williams and Maria Sharapova, 3-time defending champion Novak Djokovic falls to Switzerland's Stanislav Wawrinka. The Swiss 8th seed's win ends a 14-match losing run against Djokovic. The stunning defeat also halts Djokovic's 28-match unbeaten run since the U.S. Open final and his 25-match winning streak at the Australian Open stretching back to 2011. Djokovic also becomes the first defending champion to lose before the Australian Open semi-finals since Rafael Nadal retired injured against Andy Murray in the quarterfinals in 2009. Every story on Rappler has a mood meter which gives you 8 emotions to choose from. Click how you feel and your vote comes down to the mood navigator in the middle of the front page. That crowdsources the mood of the day. It also gives you the top 10 stories that have affected our readers and viewers the most in the last 24 hours. These 10 stories have gotten the most number of votes on their mood meter. If we take a look today, if you remember last night, all 10 stories were red, angry, largely caused by the speech of Senator Bong Revilla last Monday. You can see here 80% angry. This is the actual live feed of that, the live stream. And you can see even the netizens, the Oscar goes to Revilla, 85% angry. You have offshoots like this story, the pork barrel guilt, sick polls, and other Miriam jokes. Senator Santiago yesterday, 75% amused, 14% happy. And you see stretches of green now. A response from President Aquino slams Revilla. This isn't a movie. 78% happy, 8% angry, so red to green. The green bringing out the story that has gotten the most number of votes on the mood meter in the last 24 hours. Story by Dr. Margie Holmes. It's actually her opinion piece. That Dear Senator Revilla, 18% inspired, 2% angry, and 65% happy. That green bringing out the mood of the day. Today, most people are happy. Well, that is Rappler's Newscast for today, Wednesday, January 22, 2014. Visit Rappler.com and watch our newscast Monday to Friday. Tell us how you feel on our mood meter and help us crowdsource the mood of the day. I'm Maria Ressa. As we say at Rappler, tomorrow begins today.